Today's video is specifically for homeowners in Cook County, Illinois. But if you don't live in Cook County, Illinois, be sure to still watch because I will give you ideas on how to check on property tax exemptions. And so in today's video, we're going to talk about Cook County property tax exemptions, how to apply for them, and also how to get a refund if you haven't applied for them in the future. So grab something to write with. Let's jump in and talk about it. Hello and welcome to this channel. My name is Nonye Ononubu, a licensed realtor here in the Chicagoland area. This channel is geared towards buyers or sellers of real estate, especially those who are looking to move up to from one home to another. And so if you are navigating real estate, let's do it together. As I mentioned in today's video, we're going to be talking about property taxes in Cook County. And so when you own property and you live there, you have the option, or rather you qualify for what's called homestead, but you have to have lived there from January 1st of that particular year. As of the recording of this video, the window to apply for that exemption is open, and the deadline is April 21st of 2025. So you need to get the ball rolling on this right away. So let's talk about what exemptions are. We're also going to talk about how do you know whether or not you're receiving the exemptions. And then if you're not receiving the exemptions, how do you apply for the exemptions? And then finally, watch till the end because I will give you a bonus about the whole exemption process, okay? So I will share my screen and then we can go on and I'll show you how to look up the exemptions and see if you are eligible for any of them. All right, so I'm sharing my screen now, and here I am at the Cook County Assessor's website. And if you look on the top of this page, it tells you the deadline is April 21st, 2025, like I mentioned earlier. So let me go ahead and show you what the exemptions are. So first things first, you're going to come here to where it says exemptions, and I'm going to leave a link to this video in the description below so you can click on that after you watch this. Or it may be beneficial to you to actually have your computer running while you watch this on your phone, for example, so that you can complete the exemption as we go along together. All right. So once we come to this page, property tax exemptions, there again is a reminder that it is due April 21st. And if you want to get email reminders or updates from the county, you can click here and sign up. So these here are all the exemptions that people can be eligible for. Remember, if it's your primary residence, you may be eligible for an exemption. Okay? So just come here and look to see. And like I said, if you don't live in Cook County, you probably have all of these as well. You just need to go to your county website and look for the exemptions, and then they will have steps there on how to apply for it. So let's click on homeowner because it's the most common one, and I'll show you what the requirements are to see whether you're eligible. So it says here, most homeowners are eligible, and it reduces your assessed value, and that gives you a discount on your taxes. It will automatically renew every year, but you have to apply for it. Okay. Now on this side, eligibility. So we're in 2025. So if you've lived in your home from January 1st of 2024, then you are eligible to apply for it. So if you just bought in 2024, you're not eligible till 2025. So when you're living in the home from January 1st of 2025. All right. So this is anyone who's owned the home from sometime in 2023. All right, because remember, in Illinois, we do pay our taxes in arrears. So in 2025, we're paying 2024 taxes. Okay, and so if you are, all right, you can go ahead and apply for it. So this is an example of one. And if we go to a different kind of exemption, and here, eligibility, it gives you the requirements. Okay. And you see, there's a video here as well. So this is an extended video. It's over 30 minutes where they show you the steps on and talk about the exemptions and things like that. But mine is just a little summary of everything, and it actually points to everything you need to know. So we talked
Okay?
about the exemptions. Now, how do you know whether or not you're receiving the exemptions that you may be eligible for? So one way is to look at your tax bill. Your tax bill, you won't see it in the first installment, which we already received, but you will see it in the second installment. And so the reason the deadline is April 21st is so that you're able to send in your application, it gets approved for the exemption, and then you will see the deduction in your second installment bill. All right. So, like I said, if you moved in 2023 and you received 2023 taxes, the bills in 2023, you can look there to see if the home exemption is there or any other exemption. If it's not, then know that you need to apply for it since you've lived in the home since January 1st of 2024. If you've lived in the home since January 1st of 2021, for example, and you're not getting it, you're still eligible to apply, but you still need to apply for it. It's not going to be automatic. Now I'm going to show you how do you check to see, besides having the bill, how do you check to see whether the exemption is on your bill? Like I mentioned, there are a few ways you can do this. I'm going to share my screen again to the assessor's website, but I'll show you another option too. So when you come to the assessor's website here, if you go back to the home page and scroll down, you could put your parcel ID number or property ID number in here and click this and it will and search for your property, or you could search by address. So I'm going to use a property that is on, it's a business just because I don't want to use any person's personal information on here. So let's do our CAPTCHA and search. All right, so this is a commercial space. If you scroll down here to exemption history, you will see the exemptions here if you're getting them. All right. Like I said, this is a business, so they don't get it. But if it's a homeowner, maybe you see it there. If you don't, then you're probably not getting it. Another way to look is if you come here to look at your property tax portal, or if you come here to download your tax bill. When you're downloading your tax bill, you want to download the second installment or whatever year is available to you. So here I'm going to search again with the address. Okay. Because I don't have the PIN number memorized for this address. Okay, so this is the address. And when you come here, you can download the second installment of 2023, and it's going to show you if you have it there. All right. Tax exemptions on the left here as well. It will show you if you've been getting them. All right. This is a business, so it's going to be no. So you're going to look at yours and see what it says. If it says you didn't get it for 2023, guess what? You're probably not going to get it for 2024 unless you apply. So this is another way you can check. And this is the county treasurer website. So let me go back here. Another place you can check is the property tax portal. This is again different from the treasurer's website. So there are lots of places you can check. All right. So whichever one is easiest for you, just come from the assessor's website, find your property, and click on one of these links, and it will tell you whether or not you have the exemption. All right. So just to recap, I showed you the available exemptions, and remember it has to be your primary residence. Secondly, I showed you how to check to see if you are eligible if you're getting the exemption. And so if you're not getting the exemption, what do? You apply for it, like I mentioned. So let me show you how to apply for it. So we're gonna share again and come back to our exemption web page. So we're gonna do homeowners just because it's the most common one. And we're gonna come down here. It says current year and it says apply. So I'm going to open this in a new tab just because I need to show you something else on that tab. All right, so you come here, you click begin filing. You're going to have to create an account if you're a new user. If you already have an account, then you just put in your email and password. Okay, now I'm not going to do that just because we're here, but I will show you something else. This PDF here is essentially what you're going to be filling out online if you click on apply online. So let's look at an example of the PDF. So this is your exemption application for 2024. You put in step 1, all your property information, your parcel ID number. If you did any of this, it would be listed there. So just putting your property address, it will give you the parcel ID number or the property ID number. So you have to fill all of this in, including your date of occupancy. When did you move into the property? Because it has to be before January 1st of 2024. On or before January 1st of 2024. Now you go down to step 2. This is where you're going to pick what exemption you're eligible for. So we're just doing homeowners. Again, you're going to pick that. If you're eligible for anything else, you would pick those. The low income senior freeze exemption has an income requirement. So you're going to have to put in that information here to be eligible. And then also persons with disabilities, you also have to show that you're eligible for the benefit. Okay, so if you're doing any others besides the homeowners and senior, all right, senior, you got to provide your date of birth just to make sure that you're eligible. Anything else, you have to give additional proof for it. Okay, now we go down to step 3. In step 3, we're going to show proof of identity and proof of residency or occupancy. So you have list A. You can provide one thing from list A, or you can provide one from B and one from C. So if your driver's license has your name, your date of birth, your address as the property address, that's all you need. But if your driver's license or your state ID has a different address, then they need something to show that this address you're claiming is your address. So then you can come to things from C, which is like your bank statement, your internet bill, a pay stub, whatever that has that address listed. Okay, so either you do A or you do 2, one from B, one from C. Once you're done, you go to step 4, which is your name, signature, the date, and your date of birth. Finally, they're going to ask you to sign an affidavit that says, yes, the information I'm providing is honest and truthful. And you sign that, you put the parcel ID number and the property address, sign it, and you're done. So if you do this virtually, you print this out, fill it out, and then mail it to them. The address to mail it is here. But if you fill this out electronically, using this portal that I showed you, you're going to give them the same information, but you're going to submit it online, and then you can come back to that portal to check on the status of your application. So how did I get here again? So homeowners exemption, and you click on apply online, or you get one of the forms here. Okay, and if you notice, one form, you can use one form to apply for multiple things. So you don't have to print out multiple forms or complete multiple applications. Just do it all at one time. So I've shown you how to apply for the exemption. Well, what if you haven't gotten the exemption at all and you've lived in this property even prior to January 1st of 2024? Let me show you how you can actually apply for a refund for the times or the years that you did not get the exemption that you were eligible for. All right. So in Cook County, you can apply up to 5 years in arrears. So hopefully that's not you. Well, if it is, great, you're going to get a refund, right? But you want to share this with people you know who have been living in their property to make sure that they are actually getting their exemptions. And if they're not, let's help them get their refund that they're due. Okay. Someone I know, actually, I shared this information with them. They helped their mother get it, and she really got like, I think up to 8 grand in exemptions because she was eligible for the senior freeze, the senior discount, all of those things, and she wasn't getting them. So she got a huge chunk back from the county. And it only took a few weeks to get the money back after applying for it. All right. So this is something that literally everyone should be checking. So let me show you how to do it. And as I get there, if you're finding this information helpful, please do like this video, hit the subscribe button, and click the notification bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. And like I mentioned, share this with someone you know who will benefit from it. All right. Everyone can use a great refund, especially if you're eligible. Like there's no reason to pay more on your taxes than you're required to. All right, so let's go back to this page. I'm still using the homeowner exemption page because, like I said, it's the most common one. If you come here to the left where it says apply for past tax years, again, if you click this, it's going to take you to the same application page that it took us to before. And here is going to tell you you're filing for what's called a certificate of error. And then you could begin filing. Okay, same thing. All right. Subsequently, we also have the form. So let's look at the form. So on the form here, you're filing for a certificate of error. Step 1 is the same. Step 2, you're going to say what years were you eligible and you didn't get it. So what years did you occupy the property on or before January 1st of that year? So if you moved in 2020 and you've lived there since January 1st of 2021 or before then you'll be eligible from 2021, 2022, 2023, and hopefully you just did your 2024 exemption too, so that you can get all of those exemptions added to your file. Okay. Subsequently, if it was a senior, you would do that. Like, what year was the senior eligible? And so you would do that for the senior, same with the veterans, all of that. All right. Make sure you check all the boxes if you're doing this online. If you're doing it, sorry, if you're doing it on paper, if you're doing it online, it's going to require you to check the boxes, right? But if you're doing it on paper, you should pay attention and make sure that you're checking all the right boxes. Okay. So same thing, step 3, you're going to provide your proof of residency and your ID. And then you sign in step 4 and you complete the affidavit. And guys, that's all of it. And like I said, you could do this online, sign electronically, take a picture of your ID, upload it, and then you're done. Okay, friends, so hopefully this video was informative to you and you learned something, and hopefully you are going to get a refund or at least begin to get the homeowner's exemption that you are eligible for. I will leave the links to the county assessor website, the tax portal, and the treasurer's website. Leave those all in the description below. If you are thinking about buying or selling real estate now or in the future, be sure to contact me. My information will also be in the description below. Thank you again for watching. Share this with someone. And if you enjoyed this video, you may like this video is going to show up right here on the screen. Pop in there and I will meet you there. Thank you again and have a great day.